Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Money Codes. My name is Joel and I'm here to give you your daily money code fix. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Self Visa credit card. And in today's video, I'm going to go over why this card here, in addition to their credit building account, may in fact be one of the best combinations in order to rebuild your credit profile. So if you're not hip to my channel, I talk about everything from credit repair, credit rebuilding, how to leverage your credit, everything related to personal finance, it seems. And I've actually talked about Self in quite a few videos. I did comparison videos with Kickoff, Credit Strong, Navy Federal Savings Pledge Loan, but I never actually did a in-depth breakdown on their actual physical card. So now if you're somebody who has challenged credit, you may have noticed that it's a little bit difficult to walk into a bank or any sort of financial institution with bad credit and be able to get credit cards, loans, mortgages. And you may have also realized that if you have challenging credit, you may also have problems trying to get secured credit cards. Companies like Discover It or even Fifth Third Bank, if your credit profile is not up to snuff, they may even decline you for a secured card. Even if you put up your own money, they can still say no to you. So the secret sauce to credit worthiness is to limit and remove all of your derogatory and bad accounts and to add on positive, healthy trade lines to your account, and that is ultimately going to give you good credit. So you can get your auto loan, so you can get your mortgage and everything that you need. So here is where Self comes in, and they're pretty good at doing this one thing in particular. So if you're not hip to Self, so they are a fintech company based out of Texas, and they've built up their reputation over the past year or so with helping people who have bad credit. They have something called their credit building loan, where in it you pay anywhere from $25 up to $125. You pay it every single month, and they take those funds and they put it into a CD, which, if you don't know, is a certificate of deposit. Every month that you pay on time, they are going to report positive credit history onto your credit profile, and that's going to boost up your score over time. Their credit building loan is going to be reported as an installment loan, but when you have something like the Visa card, you're going to be able to add a second primary trade line, and this one is not going to report as an installment loan. It's going to report as a secured revolving account. So you're going to get some credit mix in there. You can check out their website. They do a very good job at breaking down all of their fees, their admin fees, the APY, and all costs that are associated with getting their accounts. So what's the deal with the Visa card? How can you get it? Who is it for? What's the purpose? What's the whole breakdown? So at the time of this recording, you can't just go ahead and call Self and get their secured card without first having their credit builder account first. So the prerequisites are you have to get their credit builder account. You have to have it for 3 months at least. And you have to have $100 paid in. So let's say you started off with their $25 credit builder account. So over the next 4 or 5 months, you're going to have over $100, and you're going to be able to take that $100 that you've been paying in on that credit builder loan, and you're going to be able to transfer it right over to the secured card. So this is going to be a little bit different than your traditional secured cards from Bank of America, Discover, Wells Fargo, where you're not going to have to put up all the money up at once. With this, as you pay into your credit builder account, over time you're going to have enough money where you'll be able to increase your credit limit. So like I said before, build up $100 in the credit builder account, transfer that over here. Now you have a $100 credit limit. Let's say a few more months goes by and you've been paying into the credit builder account. You can take that fund and you can add that on here as well. So over time, you can just continually keep adding onto the secured card, thereby increasing your credit limit. The reason why I think that this is a pretty dope strategy is when you have the credit builder loan, you're going to be building positive payment history over time anyway with the installment loan. If you decide to opt and get the credit card, now you're going to have 2 positive payments reporting to your credit profile every single month. You're going to have your credit building installment loan, and I'll probably put a picture of it somewhere above, and then you're going to have your secured revolving account reporting positive payment history. So basically with one account, you'll be able to double the positive payment history reported to your account every single month. So the biggest variable that makes up having a strong credit score and a strong credit profile is your credit history, and doing this 2-for-1 special is a great way to expedite adding positive payment history to your credit profile. So what are the stats for this card? So at the time of this recording, the APY for this credit card is 23.99, which if you compare it with other secured cards that are marketed to people trying to rebuild their credit, that's kind of middle of the pack. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's what you can come to expect by trying to get a secured card while trying to rebuild your credit. There is a $25 annual fee that goes along with this card. I'm not really a fan of that, but the fact that you're able to get this card without a credit check, without a hard pull, kind of offsets it for me. Other cards like, let's say, Discover It, they have rewards, they don't have annual fees, but if your credit profile is not strong enough, other secured cards may just flat out deny you. With Self, although you have to pay that annual fee, the barrier for entry is a lot lower. That's why I think this is a good option for those trying to rebuild their credit profile. And also the security deposit. Remember I said before with other companies, you're going to have to put up that security deposit all at once at the very beginning of opening your account. With this, if you're strapped for cash, if you are on a tight budget, as long as you're paying into that credit builder account, you may have to wait maybe 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. But over time, you'll have enough money to take what's in that credit builder account, transfer over to the card, and then you've opened up your second positive trade line. Now, I try to do a lot of research on whether or not this card actually unsecures. And on the internet, I got a lot of vague information. So I went ahead and I emailed Self's customer service department, and I'm going to put their response up here on the screen, and let's see what they're talking about. So there you have it, straight out of the horse's mouth. After 6 months, they will reevaluate you, and I'm not sure what the data points are in order to unsecure this. I will likely do an updated video, or maybe even update the description on this video once I learn more. But it's safe to say as of right now, over time, you will be able to unsecure this credit card. So what are some important things you need to be paying attention to? Well, for one, because of the low barrier of entry and the fact that you can open this card up basically with $100 from the credit builder account, your credit limit is going to be relatively low at the time of opening this card. So if you only have a credit limit of $100, spending $30 is going to put you at 30% utilization. And if you watch any of my videos, you know that you never really want to go over 30%. Staying between 1 and 9% is that sweet spot in order to maximize your credit profile. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Your credit limit is going to be relatively low, so the ability to go over your ideal utilization rate is also going to be increased. So if you end up getting this card, so I would just recommend that you put something like your Netflix account or something that is relatively cheap. Buy some snacks at the grocery store, pay that off immediately, because there really is not a point of getting a secured card and then maxing out that utilization. The same rules applies. Being delinquent, maxing out your utilization, all the things that will hurt you or help you with a traditional unsecured card still applies here. So the rules do not change. Once you have this account, how are you able to pay it? Well, the way I've been paying is through the bank account, and there are no fees associated with it. You are also able to pay with a debit card, but there are some fees associated with those transactions. So it's going to be a lot easier if you just link your bank account to this card. All right, so in a nutshell, would I recommend the Self Visa credit card? So let's say your scores are in the 600s and below. So let's say it's 640 and below. I would definitely tell you to check out Self, get their credit builder account, as well as their secured account. You'll have 2 positive payment histories reporting to your credit profile. The barrier of entry is relatively low. There is no credit check, there is no hard inquiry, so you're going to be able to add positive trade lines to your report without messing up your inquiries, which we already know also impacts your credit score. So if you're somebody that is wanting to build up their credit profile and do it relatively on a tight budget, I think Self is probably one of the best ways to go starting out. If your credit score is already in the mid 600s, I probably won't recommend getting this card. If you're in the mid to high 600s, there are better cards that you can get. At that point, I will probably start building relationships with Chase and trying to get some of their accounts. I already mentioned the Discover cards. Navy Federal has tons of options, so there are better accounts out there if you have a decent credit score. The secured card may not be the best option for you. However, I'd still probably recommend getting the Credit Builder account because you always want to have at least 2 or 3 installment loans on your credit profile at any given point in time, especially if you're somebody young who doesn't have a lease or a car note or a mortgage. I highly recommend getting some sort of installment loan added to your credit profile. So I think the Credit Builder account will be good for almost anybody. But again, if you're in the mid to high 6s, I would probably opt out of getting the secured card. All right, so that is the end of the video. I hope you got a couple of gems out of that. If you did, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Go in the comments, let me know your thoughts, because this video idea was created by somebody who was in my other YouTube comments, giving me some ideas based off the questions that they already had. So go ahead in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Let me know other video ideas that you want me to make content on, and I will check you out in the next video. Peace.